And welcome back to Phil Pugh Stadium, waiting for the start of the third quarter. 6-0 Sequim on top. Bulldogs will get the ball to start out the third quarter. Maybe they can get some offense going on a kind of rainy night here at Phil Pugh Stadium. Been pretty much a sloppy game and a ground game for the most part. There were a couple of passes by the Bulldogs early and a couple of passes by the Wolves, but more... The team that had more success with it was North Mason in the first half, but the scoreboard indicates that Sequim is up, and the only scoring was early in the game, about 3 minutes into the ball game. The Wolves got into the end zone, capitalizing on a fumble lost by the Bulldogs. Now the Bulldogs have lost 2 fumbles in the ball game. The Wolves have lost 1, and we'll see what the second half has in store for us, as the Bulldogs are coming out to get the kick from the Wolves, who are still on the far side huddling up. C.J. Allen, Tommy Rennie will go deep to receive the kickoff, and we know they're going to keep it away from C.J. Allen because we've seen his speed. Both earlier in the season, he had 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown in one game that we did webcast about a month ago. So the Wolves have it teed up, or getting ready to tee it up, to kick it back to the Bulldogs to get this third quarter underway. 6-0, the Wolves lead. North Mason will be getting the ball to start the third quarter, as Mitch Coons has got it teed up at the 40 to get the third quarter underway. Here's a run-up. And the kick, it's a high end-over-end kick that's going to go out of bounds. And the Bulldogs will start out on their own 35. The first and 10 for North Mason to start the third quarter. Very wet, a little bit chilly, especially if you're just sitting here. So let's see what the Bulldogs can do coming out in the third quarter and get their... Kind of had their offense going there late in the second, just didn't have enough time to get anything, produce anything. So Becker will go under center, send a receiver to the near side. 3 guys behind him. Handoff goes to Marsh, going around the right side, or actually the left side. Got a couple of yards. Give him 5, it looks like. Maybe 4, just depends on the spot. If you look at the field is a little bit chewed up, but it's what happens when you play football and soccer on this field. And they're going to push it back, and they're going to say it was a gain of 4. So 2nd and 6 for North Mason on their own 39-yard line. Handoff this time goes to Rennie. Rennie breaks 2 tackles and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Okay, we'll get some water flashes coming in here. Hold on 1 second if we have some technical issues yet again. Let's see if we can't fix those too. And, yeah. All right, so it's a third down and the option. Pitch goes to Tommy Rennie, turns the corner, slips a couple of tackles, gets to the 45, then spins out of bounds. That should be enough for the first down. So it's a 1st and 10 for North Mason. Moving the chains. Clock is stopped at 10:44 as Rennie went out of bounds to stop the clock. The ball is going to stop. They're going to spot it at the 47-yard line of North Mason. 1st and 10. Hand off up the middle. I think that was Tommy Marsh on the carry. Yeah, it was Tommy Marsh on the carry. Didn't get much. Brings up, well, I'll give him a half yard. 2nd and 9. Clock continues to run. 10:20 and counting. Becker under center again. He'll do a crisscross action there, and Rennie gets it, breaks it free, And he can go all the way. Nobody's going to touch him. Touchdown, North Mason, as Tommy Rennie walks into the end zone. But there's a flag on the play. Back at the line of scrimmage. And there's a holding call on the Bulldogs. It's going to bring it back. Crowd doesn't like this at all. That was the best offensive run of the game for North Mason, and they're going to bring it back. So a good, 53-yard run for a touchdown by Tommy Rennie, called back by a holding call. And so that'll bring up second down, and it'll probably be about 19. Crowd does not like any of the calls here. So it'll be second down. And it looks like 19 from the 40-yard line. Same play this time, different runner. And this time it was Josh Becker on the carry. He got 5 on that. Brings up third. And let's see here, looks like 12 from the 45. A little bit of breeze blowing. Rain is falling. Third down and 12. Same play again. This time goes to Rennie. Rennie slips a tackle, slips another one to the line of scrimmage. Gets still on his feet to the 45 before he's pulled down. That's close to a first down. Tommy Rennie pumped up here in the second half. That's enough for a first down. The wind is blowing right in my face, and the rain is so light it just comes right with it. So it's 1st and 10 for North Mason on the Sequim 42-yard line. Bulldogs trying to get something going here. Now the wind is blowing my tent around. And there's a loss on the play on that one. Not a very good situation for me here in a makeshift broadcast tent. No gain on the play, second down, and a 10 from the 42. Gotta tell you, this sucks, folks. The wind would stay away, it would be alright, but it's not staying away. Handoff goes this time to DeAndre Dixon. Got maybe a yard, I don't think so. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. It brings up third down. Call it 3rd and 9 from the 41. C.J. Allen coming into the ball game. Allen will go wide to the far side. 3rd down, 9. Little back to pass. Throwing over the middle. Got a man there. Off the hands of C.J. Allen. Just couldn't bring it in. Brings it 4th down. That play was there and wide open. But Allen just couldn't pull it in. Off his hands. Incomplete. Brings it 4th and 9. So Tommy marches on to punt it back to the Wolves. .51 in the third quarter. 6-0 high snap. Marsh handles it, boots it. Nice punt that hits at the 15 and rolls out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it on the 7-yard line. That's where the Wolves will start their first possession of the ball game. When we get a minute, we'll try to dry off our lens here. Yeah, I'm good. It's right in the middle of my tent, and I'm still getting wet. It's amazing to me. 7:43 to go in the third. 6-0 Sequim on top. last report from Paulsbo, North Kitsap was a leading Olympic, which is the other thing that Bulldogs need. They need to win tonight, and they need Olympic to lose. Shotgun again, and looks like Law will just pull it down. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Call it second down. 10 from the 7-yard line. It's the first time we've been this deep in this side of the field tonight. Long time in the huddle, or a long time on the line of scrimmage. Law will hand it off, and not much there at all, if anything at all, for Yashamura. And that brings up third and 9. Maybe 3rd and 10 there. A loss on the play, actually. A loss of 1. It looks like it'll bring up 3rd and 11. Ball's back at the 6-yard line. .6:25 to go in the third quarter. 6-0 Sequim leads. The Wolves have the ball on their own 6-yard line with a 3rd down and 11. 3 receivers on this near side. Law taking his time. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Back to pass he goes. Now he's going to run it out in the corner, trying to get around the corner. Nice tackle. Knocking him down. Tommy Marsh right there at the 10-yard line. 4th down. Bulldogs stepping up defensively here, trying to get this ball back, getting good field position with 5:50 to go in the third. Trailing by 6. 6-0. It's like Austin Sampson's going to be back to kick it away, or is it Yashamura? One of those two are back there in their own end zone. High snap off the fingers, and it's free. The ball is recovered by North Mason in the end zone. Touchdown. Bulldogs finally get on the board. Any way you can. Finally, the Bulldogs get on the scoreboard. It's all tied up with 5:22 to go in the third. Bulldogs, Aaron North on to kick the extra point. Spot and kick is good. Bulldogs take the lead 7-6 with 5:22 to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a break. We'll be back here at MasonWebTV.com.
Attention singers, musicians, and all types of bands. Would you like to get some exposure? Not that type of exposure.
Get out.
Wrong again. How would you like to have your music featured on Mason Web TV? We play music before our webcasts and also at halftime of our sporting events. All you have to do is send an MP3 of your original music to music@MasonWebTV.com and we'll add it to our programming. The Bieber did it via the internet. Why can't you? That's music@MasonWebTV.com.
Bulldogs finally get on the board. Didn't have a chance to clean off my lens. 7-6 is the score with 5:22 to go in the third quarter. North Mason's going to kick it back to the Wolves on a very wet and muddy field. The wind is now blowing straight in my face again. Blowing some water in there too. And if I get an umbrella in my shot, I can't do anything about it. North has got it teed up at the 40. There's a run up in the kick. It's a low kick that bounces right to Yoshimura. Yoshimura will take it up the middle, get to the 25, and he is just stopped right there at the 27-yard line by North Mason. First and 10 for the Bulldogs. They lead by 1. All right, so first and 10 for the Wolves. And North Mason leads by 1. First and 10 for Sequim on their own 27-yard line. 5:16 to go in the third quarter. Looks like the Bulldogs are going to go after this with a blitz. At least they're showing. There's his snap. Yoshimura pulls it down, gets around the outside, gets it to the outside, and then he slips and falls at the 40, just short of the 40. Called the 38-yard line, first and 10 for Sequim. Clock stops momentarily. And the Wolves are taking their time. 2 receivers on both sides. Pardon me. Yoshimura running the things, and then a false start goes as the big man, McMinn, kind of went before the snap. Crowd trying to help out the referees there. So I'll march it back 5 yards. Make it first and 15. They didn't mark it back 5 yards, according to the fans here. And if you look at it, possibly low snap. Yoshimura picks it up, and then he gets back across the 35, maybe the 37-yard line before he's pulled down. Gets 3 of those yards back. Second down and 12 coming for Sequim with 4:20 to go in the third. 1 point lead for North Mason, 7-6. Yoshimura running things here for the Wolves. Sends the 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Looking over to the sidelines for the signal. Switches McMinn to his left. Or rather, sorry, from his left to his right. Snap, bad snap, falling on it. Yoshimura keeps the ball there, but a big loss on the play. About 5 yards, brings it third down. And it looks like it might be, well, I'll call it loss of 7. Back at the 32-yard line. Call it 3rd and 16 from the 31. Clock is running. 3:20 and counting. Three receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Shotgun again. And it looks like it is a law back in to run the show with the Yoshimura right beside him. Back to pass he goes. He's going to be deep trap. Got under pressure. Intercepted. Oh, almost intercepted. C.J. Allen couldn't keep that on his hands. Dropped it. Incomplete. And brings up 4th down. And then there's a flag late. What's this about? A personal foul. And then it's an intentional grounding. What? They can call roughing the passer on that. So they can call roughing the passer. And then 2 penalties on North Mason here. Cannot believe this. How do you get 2 penalties on a pretty much a busted play? And that'll give Sequim the life in the first down. Something I probably shouldn't say, but I'm going to say it, but there's been some questionable refereeing this year in high school football. That's a 30-yard penalty. That should be a 30-yard penalty, not a... It's a 30-yard penalty, and that puts Sequim in North Mason territory. 1st and 10 on the 30, it looks like 36. Referees are still trying to sort things out. Yeah, they're still trying to figure this out. We're going to get the 1st and 10 for Sequim on the North Mason 36-yard line. Clock is stopped in the third quarter with 2:49 to go. Wolves in to North Mason territory thanks to penalties. Law will pull it down, avoid one tackler, get to the line of scrimmage, avoid another one, and then get pulled down by a couple of Bulldogs. Dunham was in there. So brings up 2nd down, and it looks like about 7 from the 33-yard line. Clock is running with 2:10 to go in the third quarter. 7-6, North Mason leads. Sequim has the ball, trailing by 1. Law hands it off to Yashimura. Pulled down from behind. Good penetration. And that was Justin Hill penetrated in there, blew everybody away, and pulled down Yashimura for a loss, and it's 3rd and 10 from the 38. Clock continues to run with 1:40 to go in the third. Close ball game, 7-6 here, Phil Pugh Stadium. Sequim trying to put together 3 wins in a row. North Mason trying to get to the postseason with a victory. And, of course, Olympic loss to North Thurston. It's kind of interesting to me that the receivers on this near side are clean uniforms. Back to pass goes Law. Deep drop, throws it over, and it's complete, but then stood up and going sideways. C.J. Allen, I believe, was on that play. Stopping that play brings up 4th down. Bulldogs trying to hold on. So I'm dabbing my moisture off the equipment as best I can here. 4th down, and it looks like 12 from the 39. Wolves are going to go for it. Trying to use as much clock as possible here. Now it's a minute to go in the quarter. No, actually, they said it was a minute 1 here in the quarter. Drizzle comes down, and now what do we have? Timeout. Timeout takes by the Wolves. We'll step aside for a short timeout. We'll be back. 7-6, North Mason leads. 4th and 12 coming up.
Seconds count. In just 30 seconds, a small fire inside your home can double in size, or an oxygen-starving seizure can kill 1 million brain cells. Seconds count. So when you call 911, take a deep breath and answer every question, starting with the very first one.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
911 needs your exact location. 911 needs to know where to go.
Wind back blowing in my face, blowing the water under the tent. Minute 1 to go in the third quarter. 7-6 is the score. North Mason leads by 1. 4th and 12 at the 39 for Sequim. Paul called a timeout. Rain continues to fall. It's a light rain, but it is causing some problems here. And it's not exactly warm out here. So it is a 4th and 12 for the Wolves. Law goes back to pass. He's going to throw it down the middle deep, and it falls. There was nobody there. Incomplete, and the Bulldogs go over on downs, and I'm not sure what the Wolves are asking the referees about. I don't see anything yellow out there, but it's kind of hard to see. So the Bulldogs hit the ball back with a 1-point lead, and 56 seconds to go here in the third quarter. So it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on their own 39-yard line. Becker with the keeper gets across the 40 before he's thrown backwards. 45 seconds in counting in the ball game, or in the third quarter, pardon me. The ball game is third quarter action. 1-point lead for North Mason. I would imagine you're going to see a lot of running from here on out by the Bulldogs, trying to run as much time off this clock as possible. As Becker will go under center again. Dunham in the slot on the near side. Looks like Tommy Rennie on the carry. Gets across the 45. And the quarter will come to an end with the Bulldogs leading by 1 point. 7-6. We'll head to the fourth and final 12 minutes of this ball game next here on MasonWebTV.com.
Thank you for checking out MasonWebTV.com. MasonWebTV.com provides local information written by local people, giving you another source for news, sports, and weather in Mason County. MasonWebTV.com is committed and dedicated to Mason County, giving you just what you need to stay informed. We've made it as easy as possible to stay up to date with RSS feeds, and you can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. This is MasonWebTV.com. Check us out daily.
That's slow.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks. Visit us at stoptextstoprex.org.
Yeah, we're waiting for the start of the final 12 minutes of this ball game. 1 point lead for North Mason. They have the ball. The Bulldogs have a 3rd and 3 from their own 46-yard line. Like to keep the ball moving here. Slot receiver on the near side. Rennie with the handoff, slides forward, comes close to the first down. But I don't think he got it. I think he's just a little short. Brings it 4th and short for North Mason. Imagine they're going to go for it, try and keep the clock running. 11:35 and counting on the game clock here. 1 point lead for North Mason. Very wet night. Phil Pugh Stadium. Need 1 yard here. Keep the drive going. Hand it off. Squirting forward for the first down. Tommy Marsh across the 50. Clock continues to run. Approaching 11 minutes to go here in the ballgame. First and 10 from the 49 of Sequim. And off it goes to Brody Stromberg. Gets about 4 yards up to the 45.
Brody Stromberg up the middle. Gain of 3. Whitaker and Whittington on the stop.
Clock is running with 10:30 to go. Second down, 7 for North Mason on the Sequim 45-yard line. Becker goes under center. Hands it off to Tommy Rennie. He's dropped for a loss there of about 5 yards. Back to the midfield mark. Brings up third down and about 10. Called at 11. Clock is running, 10 minutes to go in the game. C.J. Allen in the slot on the near side. Wind blowing right in my face again. Back to pass goes Becker. Throws over the middle. A little high and it goes incomplete. Brings up 4th and 11. So North Mason will punt it away, leading by 1 with 9:43 to go in the ball game. 7-6 is our score. Tommy Marsh will try to boot it deep and do his best to avoid Yashimura, who's standing and stalking around the 15. On the near side out of the mud. Snap on target, there's the kick. And he's going to kick it towards Yashimura. He stays away from it, bobbled it. Ball's free, and that's Bulldog ball recovered by C.J. Allen. Because Yashimura decided to try and field that. And it's a Bulldog ball inside the 15. First and 10. So it's a first and 10 from the 14-yard line for North Mason. Deep in Sequim territory. Let's see if I can keep the umbrella out of the shot. Doubt it. Little play action. Becker's going to throw to the end zone. Touchdown! Levi Rowland with a 14-yard TD reception. Okay. Bulldogs on for the point after. They now have a 13-6 lead. Snap, spot, kick. Up, and it is good. So the Bulldogs take a 14-6 lead with 9:13 to go in the ball game. We'll take a quick step aside. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hey business owners, it's not too late to get your business featured on MasonWebTV.com. You can advertise in a webcast, just on the website, or both. If you choose a webcast, it's $30 per game, and that gets you free 30-second commercials. If you're looking for a more consistent way to advertise, then a banner ad on MasonWebTV.com is just what you need. For $75 a month, you will get a static place on the front page and a rotating banner on every other page. We also have special deals. If you want both, contact MasonWebTV.com for details.
Waiting for the kickoff after the touchdown pass to Levi Rowland. Put the Bulldogs up to 14-6 with 9:13 to go here in the ball game. North will tee it up to kick it back to the Wolves. Waiting for the signal to kick it off. Aaron North. There's the kick. It's a high end over end short kick that is bounced and bobbled at the 20, and the man gets up to the 30 before he is pulled down. We'll call it the 27 or so, and that's where the Wolves will take over. 1st and 10, trailing by 8 points, 14-6. 9:05 to go here in the ball game. Three receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Law is back there as the QB along with Yoshimura. Really hard to tell who the numbers are. Their jerseys are really dirty. Snap and a handoff to Yoshimura, and he gets maybe a yard. Maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see what the spot is. Make it 2nd down and 10. From the 27. Clock is running with 8 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Rain's still falling here too, getting everything wet. Surprised I haven't had an electrical short. Pass play, pump fake, throwing it incomplete, but not getting very far. Was it Ben Wright on the reception? No. Yes, it was Ben Wright on the reception, but it got back to near the line of scrimmage. Actually ends up losing a yard. It's 3rd and 11 from the 25. And now what do we got here? Referee and crew is going to conference up again for some reason. Now we'll get everything set. 3rd and 11 from the 25 for Sequim. 2 receivers on each side, Law and Yoshimura. Back waiting the snap. Still waiting for something to happen here. Time to go, says the referee. 7.5 minutes, and we have a timeout by Sequim. So we'll step aside. We'll be back. 7:31 to go here in the ballgame. 14 for North Mason, 6 for Sequim. Here at MasonWebTV.com.
Packers,
Vikings,
Red State, Blue State.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
But when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our country.
United.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money.
Third down, 11 from the 26-yard line for Sequim. 7:31 to go in the ball game. North Mason has 14. Sequim has 6. Shotgun formation. Play action. Law caught in the backfield for a loss. Chase Schoenhoven with the sack on the play brings up 4th and a mile for the Wolves. All the way back at the 19-yard line. Punting situation for Sequim. 7:05 and counting on the clock. Dunham and Rennie will go back about midfield to wait for the punt from Coons. And he'll just boot it high, and it's going to hit at the 35, roll up to the 40, 43-yard line before it is down there. And that's where the Bulldogs will take over, leading by 8 points with 6:49 to go in the ball game. Bulldogs go back on offense in Sequim territory at the 43. First and 10. Becker goes under center. Little misdirection, handing it off to Tommy March, I believe, and he gets around the edge and runs out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Actually, it was a 37-yard line, it looks like. 2nd and 5 coming for North Mason. Clock stops at 6:42 as Marsh has run out of bounds. Bulldogs taking their time in the huddle, although the clock has stopped. Berghoff is on the near side. Hand off to Rennie. Cuts it back up the middle. He's got a big hole, and he's going to score all alone, walking into the end zone. Tommy Rennie from 37 yards out. And the Bulldogs are up on top, 20-6. It's 34 to go here. That's 6:34 to go in the ball game. North is on to kick the point after, putting the Dogs up by 15 if you can get this point after. Snap, spot, kick. It's up. It's good. Make it 21-6. 6:34 to go in the ball game. North Mason on top, finally getting their offense in gear.
Hi folks, I'm Dietrich Allen with MasonWebTV.com. Hope you're enjoying this webcast along with all the other information you can find on MasonWebTV.com. Would you like your school or team covered by our cameras? Do you have an event that you think warrants live video coverage? Would you like to help support our efforts or just be a part of a webcast? Send me an email, Dietrich@MasonWebTV.com, and I'll see what I can do. Business owners, sponsorship packages are available. Get in on the ground floor of video news and sports webcasting with MasonWebTV.com.
21-6 is our score. North Mason on top. They're kicking it back to the Wolves. 6:34 to go in the ball game. Not a whole lot of offense in the first half, and then it's been all Bulldogs here from about the midway through the third quarter to this point now. For the last half of a half, I should say. North has got it teed up at the 40, waiting to kick it back to the Wolves. Rain is falling a little bit harder now out there on the field. There's a run-up and the kick. It's a high end-over-end kick that's going to hit and bounce out of bounds near the 20. So the Wolves will take over on their own 35. 21-6 is our score. It's a little bit more than 6.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. North Mason finally getting their offense on track.
About 6 minutes and 34 seconds, just some crazy noise, fans.
See a little bit of air action. Yes, we do, as Law avoids one tackler and then is pulled down by a second tackler. So a loss on that play brings a loss of more than one there. Second down and it looks like 15. From the 30, 6 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the ball game. Clock is running. Law taking his time. He's got a man going from one side of the formation to the other. Wind kicks up just a little bit more. Hand off to Yoshimura. Nothing. Trying to get around the right side. cut down. First guy there, Franz Schoenberg. Another tackle. Brings up 3rd and 15. Clock continues to run, 5:25 and counting. Again, North Mason with 21 points, Sequim with 6. Shotgun again for Law. Back to pass he goes, deep drop, throws it, and threw it and they're going to get North Mason with another penalty, roughing the passer. That was an incomplete pass there, but we're going to get a roughing the passer on this one. So that'll give the Wolves a first down on the 15-yard penalty as rain continues to fall. Seems to be a little bit heavier. And so that'll give a first down to the Wolves as we mark off 15. 5 minutes, 2 seconds to go in the ball game. North Mason leads 21-6. The ball's going to be marched all the way up to the 45-yard line. It's enough for a first down. There's a flag up here at midfield. I'm not sure what this is about. Do we have another foul on this play? Dead ball foul and another penalty on the Bulldogs. So we're going to march it up to the 40-yard line for North Mason, giving Sequim great field position, but just cannot capitalize. It's kind of been the way it is all this half. So we'll move forward to the 40 of North Mason. 1st and 10. 5 minutes, 2 seconds to go here in the ball game. 2 receivers on both sides for the Wolves. From my standpoint and from the standpoint of the North Mason fans, clock cannot move fast enough. And it's just a trying to draw from the shotgun for Law, and he's met by 2 Bulldogs. Schoenhoven was first guy there. Loss on the play. 2nd down. And looks like close to a loss of 4, so 2nd down and 14 from the 44. Nope, they're going to put it at the 43. So make it 2nd and 13. Shotgun again for Law. 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the ball game. Back to pass he goes, looking over the middle, throws, tipped, intercepted. And I wish we could see something because somebody's on the return. And who has the ball? It is Josh Becker with the interception and the return. But there's also a penalty flag at the 30. Wish we could just saw that play, folks. I'm sorry, there's an umbrella in the way. No consideration for a camera. And there's a foul penalty on North Mason, but they do retain possession of the ball, if I read that right. If I could see, I could tell you. I'm going to have to rely on my camera now. Can't see a thing. So it's 1st and 10 for North Mason. It looks like they're going to spot the ball on the 40-yard line of Sequim. Throw something. Clock is stopped at 4:09 to go in the ball game. Really wish I could see. Couldn't tell you what's going on here. All I can do is somebody's on the run here, and it's It was Levi Rowland with the ball on a pass, I'm imagining. I can't tell a thing. I can't see anything. And there's a penalty flag on the play as well. Thank you. So I didn't know what exactly happened because I couldn't see a thing. So we're discussing the penalty flag and illegal use of the hands against the North Mason from the spot of the foul. So it's still a first down for North Mason and all the way up at the 20-yard line. And so it's a 1st and 10 from the Sequim 20-yard line for North Mason. Clock is started up with 3:50 and counting. Becker under center again. Handed off to Tommy Rennie. He slides forward. Might have got 3 or 4 on that. I guess they're going to give him a couple yards on that. Clock is running, 3:20 to go in the ball game. You can see the rain fall and be pushed. It's not a heavy rain, it's just thick, and it is being pushed by the wind. It's 2nd down and 7 from the 18. Handoff going to, I think it's Rennie on that one. No, it's Tommy Marsh on that carry. No gain there, but there's clock is running with 2:45 and counting. Brings up 3rd down and 7. Back to pass goes Becker. Looks over the middle and overthrew C.J. Allen. Incomplete. 4th down coming. 2:25 is where the clock stops. It's going to be 4th and 7 for North Mason. And the Bulldogs are going to go for it. Ball's on the 17-yard line of Sequim. Becker under center has one receiver on the far side, and that's Dunham. Little crisscross action handed off to Rennie. Rennie still on his feet, getting on the outside. He's got the 1st down. He's going to get in the end zone for another touchdown. Tommy Rennie, Bulldogs score. 2nd TD for Tommy. It was a 17-yard TD run. And North is on to kick the point after. And it's good. So it makes it to 28-6. 2:14 to go in the ball game. North Mason on top, solidifying their postseason berth. Hopefully. Still to be decided. We'll be back with more here on MasonWebTV.com.
Hey business owners, it's not too late to get your business featured on MasonWebTV.com. You can advertise in a webcast, just on the website, or both. If you choose a webcast, it's $30 per game, and that gets you free 30-second commercials. If you're looking for a more consistent way to advertise, then a banner ad on MasonWebTV.com is just what you need. For $75 a month, you will get a static place on the front page and a rotating banner on every other page. We also have special deals. If you want both, contact MasonWebTV.com for details.
So it's 28-6, 2:14 to go here in the ball game. North Mason on top. Bulldogs getting ready to kick it back to the Wolves. Let's see what can happen here. As the boys from Belfair are trying to extend their season by another week. Likely to play Sumner next Friday. And the kick is picked up at the 20. And a ball's free. It rolls out of bounds on the far side. So it's 1st and 10 for Sequim on their own 30-yard line. 2:09 to go here in the ball game. They trail 28-6. Update from Paulsbo, 29-6. North Kitsap on top of Olympic. Law goes back to pass, looks over, throws, and incomplete. Nice defense by Brody Stromberg. Had a hand on it, tried to dive for it, couldn't hold it onto it. Ends up trapping it incomplete. 2nd down and 10 from the 30 for Sequim. .202 to go in the ball game. Clock will stop with an incomplete pass. Law goes back into the shotgun. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. There's a snap, bad snap, and it Law had to fall on it. Hit him in the shoulder pads. There's a loss of, it looks like 4 on the play. 3rd down, 13. No, 3rd down, 12 from the 28. Wind has shifted now and blowing the moisture back into my face. All right. 1:36 to go here in the ball game and counting. Law is taking his time. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Ball spotted right in the mud. There's a snap back to pass, looks to the left, throws to the left, throws it high, overthrows intended receiver. Looked like they were trying to set up a screen to Yashamura. Brings it 4th and 12 from the 27. Clock is stopped with 1:14 to go. Again, the score is 28 for North Mason, 6 for Sequim. Sequim has the ball on a 4th and 12. Punting situation. High, spiraling kick that Dunham fair caught and then bobbled it and had to step back and down it. So the Bulldogs will take over on their own 43-yard line. 1:06 to go in the ball game. North Mason can pretty much run out the clock here in this game. So we're waiting for the Bulldogs to get the play in. 1:06 to go here in the game. Comfortably on top, 28-6. Becker will bring him under center as a receiver to the near side. That's Allen. 3 guys behind him. Hand it off, first guy through. It's like Brody Stromberg with the carry. Got 6. So call it, give him 5. 2nd down and 5 coming. Clock is running with 40 seconds. And count. 2nd and 5 from the 48-yard line. Bulldogs taking their time. Under 30 seconds to go now. Into the victory formation. Becker's going to take a knee here. Take the snap. Take the knee. And that should pretty much do it. As the clock goes to 12. 10. And the Bulldogs almost there at triple zeros. 1. And there it is. 28-6. Bulldogs knock off Sequim. And will play next week in the postseason, pending the outcome of the North Kitsap Olympic game, which at last report was 29-6. And so the Bulldogs will likely head to Sumner. Next Friday we'll have more on that tomorrow. So final score here, 28 for North Mason, 6 for Sequim. Thanks for tuning in to a very wet broadcast. And we'll see what we can do next week here on MasonWebTV.com.